Yeah.
Here we are.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 17 of the greatest podcast of 2020. We are the only reason that 2020 is worth living through.
Exactly.
There you go. Eric's like, calm down.
What's crack-a-lackin', mother truckers?
How we doing? Welcome to another beautiful episode of this podcast. There it is. Did you load one in the chamber first before you just?
No, I didn't, bro.
Man. The generic shooty sound. Yes, it is nothing and everything all at once. There we go.
See, I've been doing the sound effects on the same spots in the intro. I'm kind of just getting a feel for like what goes where, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking about just putting the sound effects in the actual song.
Oh, there you go.
And then making that our intro.
Make that the intro.
So I don't have to like do it. Or I could just give the sound effects to Eric.
Yeah. Eric can just...
which episode it is.
Just a
This is
reminder.
episode 17,
This is episode 17.
by the way.
We made it through 17 of these things.
Wow. I can't believe Devin hasn't chopped my head off yet.
Well, that's episode 20.
Okay. I'll be
Stay
ready for
tuned.
it, bro. This year sucks anyway.
What?
I'm just kidding. Stupid.
Stupid,
funny.
he says.
So I woke up early this morning and I went out to Columbia River High School in Hazelbell with my buddy Joel. So that was a long drive from Tigard to Vancouver. But we got an awesome workout in this morning out in the football field.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. We didn't get to play too many sports being homeschooled. But I always watch those football movies and stuff and like watch those guys train and just thought like, damn, I want to train with like a football team or something. So it was cool to be on the football field.
Yeah.
I felt like a football player.
Yeah.
You know?
You channeling your inner football player?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I feel like I would have been awesome at football.
You would have.
It's like nobody get past me.
Yeah, dude. You'd be a good defender.
Yeah. It's probably it. If it ends up playing. So what you guys do?
We did 10 push-ups every 10 yards across the football field and while side shuffling in the push-up position.
Right.
So we start at the end zone, do 10 push-ups, go side shuffle to the 10-yard line, do 10 push-ups, side shuffle to the 20-yard line, do 10 push-ups, and then we take a break, like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then shuffle to the 30, do 10 push-ups, shuffle to the 40, do 10 push-ups, and take a break. And then we went all the way across the field and back doing that. And I'm telling you, my shoulders are killing me, bro.
Dude, you need a massage before Monday.
I will. Seriously, because, when you're doing push-ups, you're like, you feel it in your chest. But then when you side shuffle, you kind of have to like pick your butt up in the air.
Yep.
To get your feet and your arms moving. And that's the weirdest movement. Like,
yeah.
do I do my hands first? Do I do my feet first? Do I cross my hands or do I
right?
Like, how am I supposed to do that? And so I was working all these muscles in my back and my shoulders and stuff where I'm like, what is going on, dude? Like,
yeah, it's cool. Like, I like how you did that. This probably wasn't like the thought and planning behind it. But if you think about squats, it's all just forward. Then you get your bench press and it's just forward. And then you go into, you do all of these like bicep curls, tricep extensions, and nothing is like lateral movements, right?
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you just throw some lateral movements into it, changes everything up. And it's like, wait, what am I doing?
Yeah, that was weird, dude.
Yeah.
I did some yard work yesterday too. I've been working for a cleaning company. I didn't figure out what her company is called, but I can say her name on here. My friend Jenna owns a company. If you need your house cleaned, you should hit her up.
There's a lot of Jennas out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jennas.
Do you know their last name?
Yeah, it's Quintana. I think it's how you say that.
So if you want your house
Quintana.
cleaned. Quintana.
I don't know.
Put it in the notes.
Yeah, dude. She's really good at what she does. And we were doing some yard work yesterday. she's just been contracting me out for jobs as I have time, and because I got my Uber account suspended.
That's right.
So I haven't been able to do that lately, and I've just been looking for work wherever I can. But
Did you look into Grubhub? Or are they
Grubhub? I think last time I checked with them, they weren't accepting new drivers.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was kind of scared of trying to sign up for a couple more, and I thought, well, I already have my Postmates account, so let's just do that. And yeah, I ended up ordering a Postmates debit card because I already had an account with them.
Oh,
but they have to send you the card so you can pay for the food.
That's right. That's what you're waiting for.
Yeah, at least on some of them. Uber Eats just gives you all the deliveries and they pay for the food.
Yeah.
And then they take the customer's money for it.
Right.
And then you deliver it and get paid. But so yeah, I'm on Postmates now.
There you go.
Doing yard work and cleaning and working at the studio.
Nice.
This summer I missed out on a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
Missed out on a lot of work, but hanging out with Joel this morning really helped me remember, what it's like to have that mentality of no excuses.
Yep.
And,
just improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using your willpower to push through the times where you don't want to do it, and staying motivated, feeding your mind with positivity, and that kind of thing. Joel's always been really passionate about motivation and that stuff, discipline. And, he's a man of character, and he's a very spiritually minded person, and he makes videos online, just short little clips. And so we posted a video on Facebook today on his account of before our workout and then after.
Oh, man.
And before, it was funny because we're running. We ran a mile on the track to warm up.
Oh, okay.
And we're talking to the camera, and you can see us, and we're like, oh my God. We're like, this is going to be awesome. We're here. What's up, guys? We're ready to work out. It feels great outside. And then, we do our workout, and by the end of it, we're just like, oh my God. And then we took another video, and that video was a lot different energy.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. It was more like, we made it. We made it through. It was hard, but we did it. We overcame, and we pushed through.
Yeah. That's great, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think working out is a really good way to strengthen those muscles of like discipline, willpower.
Yes. That is like a big part of like some of the, unthought of benefits of working out is this whole idea of willpower and being able to push yourself to get you into this place where you don't want to be there. You don't want to do the things, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And
that's how it was with the yard work yesterday too. I wanted to quit after like an hour, dude.
Yeah.
I was done. It was hot.
Yep. Exactly. So, but you can look back and it's just doing something that's difficult, even though you don't want to. There's a lot of benefit that goes into that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the side effects of working out. You get bigger muscles, you feel healthier, you feel better, but you also get like this mental toughness, especially people that own like garage gyms. Like right now I've been having to work out in like 90-degree weather. And just that adds a whole nother level to it. Like at LA Fitness, you're all just like 70 degrees.
Yeah. Air conditioning,
everything's nice, climate control. There's no flies buzzing around,
Yeah. But in your garage, it's a little different. Huh? It gets hot in there.
It gets really hot in there, and you have to, I usually wait until the evening because there's a nice breeze that's coming through. Because I would work out in the morning, but the mornings are really busy for me. So I just work out in the evening when there's a breeze.
Yeah.
But it's still like 85 degrees out.
Yeah.
And just takes a long time to cool down.
Dude, working out in the hot is something completely different.
Yep.
Like a lot of people ask me why I sauna all the time.
Mhm.
I usually sauna all the time, but they're all closed.
Might not come back.
And there's tons of health benefits to saunaing.
Right.
Healthier skin. It flushes your body of any toxins you put in it. During the day, and damn it, where was I going with that? Working out in the hot.
Yeah, working out in the hot.
But I think another benefit to sauning that people don't talk about a lot is that it just trains your body to be in that condition.
Right.
Because like when I was working out or when I was doing yard work,
yeah,
and I started to sweat, I started to get really, really hot, and it's like 1:30 p.m. and the sun's just like right there, just beating down on us, and I'm just sweating dick. And,
yeah.
But then I remember, that moment where I was in the sauna and Joel's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking I'm about done now. And Joel's like, you want to go 10 more minutes? And I'm like, fuck, sure.
No.
Let's go 10 more minutes, and then I just pushed through. I didn't think I could do it, but Joel was there and he's going to do it. So if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And so, and then I give myself that extra 10, and you just detach in your mind from your body. And you're just like, I'm itching from this heat. I can feel myself like getting dehydrated. I can feel all the moisture getting sucked out of my body.
Yep.
But it's going to be over at some point, and I'm going to have a glass of water. Just push through. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yep.
And there was another time when I was driving to gigs in my Acura Integra with no air conditioning, and the power windows were broken. So the power windows are locked
That's
closed.
brutal.
And the air conditioning doesn't work. And I'm driving to fucking Damascus, Oregon City, Canby, like all these places in Oregon that I had never even heard of before. Aurora. And just sweating, just like, how am I going to DJ
oh my gosh.
this wedding?
Yeah.
And thinking back to that moment, just like, you know what? This is going to be over at some point. I'm going to get some water. And I remember I'd show up to gigs just drenched, and people would be like, are you okay? And I'd have to explain to them
why you're that way.
I have no air conditioning. My power windows don't work.
Yeah.
And they go, oh my God, you have no air conditioning? And I'm like, no, I don't have air conditioning. Oh man. And your power and your windows, no, my windows don't work. So where am I setting up?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about this the whole way here. Let's not relive this moment. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Let's go. Yeah, dude, that's how it was when I had my Stratus. It was like there was no AC, there was no like all the creature comforts in a car.
Yeah,
were just non-existent.
Yeah,
and
you got 4 wheels and a gas pedal.
Yeah, and that's it. Luckily, my windows rolled down, so that was nice. But the worst part was like my heat didn't work either. So I had no heating. And in the middle of the winter time where, there's enough condensation in the air. So if you're driving and it's early morning, that condensation hits your window and then freezes. So I would like drive 1 block, pull off to the side, get out of my car, scrape the ice off my car because it would build up on the window again, drive another block, pull over, get my icer out, scrape the ice off the car.
That's so dangerous.
It was so bad. I'm like,
so dangerous. Yeah, I remember I drove around. Oh, I forgot to mention on the Integra, the windshield wipers were broken too.
Oh, in the rain.
Yeah, dude. So not only am I a mess in the summer everywhere I go, I'm a disaster. I'm like risking my life all through the 9 months out of the year that it rains here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, dude. Why do we put up with those things for so long? This is like a legitimate hazard, but we're like, this is fine.
Yeah, but I'd rather buy weed than get my
exactly.
Get my windshield wipers.
I need that beer, man. Beer is more important than my safety driving because there's nobody on the road at 4:00 in the morning. Whatever, I'll just get there.
That's when you know you have an addiction.
When you're risking your life, but you don't care.
Yeah, money is a weird thing though. It's like, of course I get my windshield wipers fixed, but it costs $30 and I don't always have $30.
Yeah.
I have other things I like to do with my money.
Was it the actual motors in the windshield? Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was the motors. So,
Okay.
and everywhere I went, they told me it would have been like a ridiculous amount of money to fix.
Fix windshield wipers.
Yeah, and that car actually ended up getting stolen too. So,
well, that's sometimes we're like, okay, well, thank you that I didn't actually spend the money on that. Yeah, exactly.
And I needed to get rid of that car, and it was a death trap.
Yep,
it was an absolute death trap. And I had already gotten a new car. It was sitting there for a while before it got stolen, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not upset about it anymore.
Yeah,
I'm glad I got rid of it. And I'm glad I got my Lancer now.
Yep,
and
it's a good car. It's nice. We're set up, bro.
Yeah, dude. I got like this, problem solving, solution seeking mindset, and I'm willing to just do whatever it takes to get to the goal. And
you got that mental toughness.
Yeah, bro. And I don't like to cancel gigs. I don't like to cancel appointments. The show must go on. The show must go on.
Figure it out.
Yeah, got to figure it out.
Yeah,
got to figure it out. I think people just make excuses to not do shit all the time. And like, I could have gotten like a regular job during that summer, and put things on hold for a few years in the music world, and did the DJ thing a little bit, and then did my job a little bit more, to get a nice car before I start, contracting this work that's in all these different places in Oregon.
Sometimes you just got to jump, dude.
You got to jump.
You got fire, ready, aim.
Ready, fire, aim.
But fire, ready, aim.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that, man.
See what I did there? I fired before.
Yeah, you did. Oh boy,
that's my mentality, bro. Is fire, ready, aim.
That's awesome. So did you hear about that thing? You know how everybody's just super distracted about everything that's going on. 2020 is a mess, and everybody's super distracted by all these other murder hornets,
coronavirus,
killer zombie virus and stuff. But
black people dying by the cops.
Yeah, people dying by cops and stuff. But I really hope I get this right. I did a little bit of research into it, but I can't find anything definitive. But I'm pretty sure that I heard this. The Pentagon released a little article on the New York Times.
Pentagon?
Yes, the Pentagon. So the government, the people that know everything.
Why are they called the Pentagon?
Why are they called? Because the building looks like is in the shape of a pentagon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the Pentagon. It's a big government building. Anyways, they released an article that they found technology, vehicles that is confirmed to not be from this earth. Yep.
They found, whoa. They found what exactly?
So I couldn't find it in the article that I found. I didn't want to spend too much time looking through it, but they said that they found some vehicles that contain technology that's not from Earth.
How do they know it's not from Earth?
That's a good question. That's not this is the article that I found.
So Eric's got it pulled up here.
Yeah. So
it says, according to the Times, the Pentagon stated that the program was disbanded. The Senate committee report last month revealed spending on a program called Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force.
So this is about
so they opened up a new branch of like people to study this type shit.
This isn't what we're talking. And for some reason, every time I go to look for it, I can't find the article that this other podcaster is referring to.
I thought I heard about that too, though.
Yeah.
Did you tell me before, or did I hear it somewhere else?
I know that Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast a little bit, that they found like in that Post Malone
that was
thing.
In the Post Malone
they
episode.
kind of talked about that in passing, and that they just found these vehicles that contain technology that's not from this earth, man. And it's crazy.
Off-world vehicle. The Pentagon has off-world vehicles not made on this earth.
Yep.
Holy fucking shit. Dude.
So whether that means that, because for the longest time, there's been all these documentaries and these people talking about, Area 51 and all these ridiculous things. And they claim that there was extraterrestrial stuff, but the government's always like shutting it down.
Yeah.
And really being just kind of like, nope, this isn't right. And just really shutting it down. And then the whole conspiracy theory behind this thing is that it's so distracted. Everybody's so just, focused on these, two big things that are going on right now that they can put something out like this and then nobody's going to pay attention.
Yeah, because they have to release a certain amount of information that's classified every so often.
Yeah, that's under some sort of constitutional thing.
That's
I forget what that.
So now they're probably digging through the alien archives.
Right. And
going,
what can we put out there?
Throw this out there. They probably
let's see what happens. But apparently they found it like recently, like in 2020.
God, dude.
And but yeah, nobody's talking about it. That's weird.
That's really weird.
It's really weird, man. So have you done much digging into this whole alien thing?
No, dude. I don't, because it's so hard to tell what's fake and what's real. Because I'm kind of like I'm a video learner. I like watching videos, and I don't like reading articles as much, but I've been trying to do it more lately. But you watch these YouTube videos of like alien sighting, UFO sighting, and it's like there's like shooting stars or whatever that they're filming and stuff, and like it might be photoshopped, might be video shopped, it could be real.
They had this dude on Joe Rogan as well. There was this one guy who was I think he was like a fighter pilot jet, but he's like a colonel in I guess that'd be the Air Force. Could be any. Okay, so yeah, I think it was the Navy then. So he was a colonel in the Navy, and he was doing a quote unquote training run in their jet, and then all of a sudden, dispatch comes over the radio and says, "Hey, go check this thing out." So they go and they check it out, and they're what he describes it as, and there's 3 jets in all recording this. And they all go, wait, what the heck is that thing? Because this is the thing that they're going to go investigate, right? Yeah. So they get up on it real close, and then as they're coming up, it looks like it's just floating there above the ocean, and it's just pushing all this water away from it and just going, just hovering about this far off the ground. But you can see like this force just pushing the ocean away from it. And they're like, what the heck is this thing? And they're getting up close, and all of a sudden it just appears right there in their face, looks at them for a second, and they go past it. They turn around to go find it again, and it's gone. And all of a sudden they look on their radar, and it's over by their ship, their aircraft carrier that they're based out of. And then they're like, oh shoot. So then they book it over to it, and by the time they get there, the thing's gone.
What, dude?
And this is from 3 different people.
When did
this? Shoot, I can't remember when this happened. It was recent.
You got to find that one.
It was pretty recent, and apparently there's some videos on it, but I didn't look into it. But there was this.
That is sketchy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
you come back here.
There it is.
You come back here. Tell me about murder hornets one week. Now you're talking about aliens. We're not going to watch Joe Rogan on our podcast.
No. But anyways, that's the one that he was on. It was on the 361, I think. 2004. There you go. That's when he was. Yeah, dude. So it's crazy. And it's interesting because here's this dude.
Holy shit.
Who's like part of the Navy. He's a high-ranking Navy, Navy officer, and
Colonel, you said.
Colonel, right. And here he is. He's talking about it.
Telling Joe Rogan about an alien.
Yep. See,
sighting.
Right, there's like.
It's a video.
Oh yeah, don't play it yet.
Oh my god.
Anyways, you can go look it up if you want. But Tic Tac UFO. Yeah, because it looks like a little Tic Tac, is what he was saying.
That is so sketchy, dude.
Yep. It's so bizarre. So yeah, there's all that stuff. So
it appears right in their face.
Yep.
And then it goes back to the ship that they came from.
Yeah, it's down on the ground. And all of a sudden, in a matter of seconds, it jumps like hundreds of feet up in the air right in their face. And it was actively jamming their radar, is what they were saying. So that the thing was legitimately jamming, like trying to jam their equipment.
Yeah.
So that it couldn't follow it. Right?
That's so weird, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's from a different dimension.
Yeah, different dimension or
it's like stopping time.
Yeah.
To move.
So yeah, there's weird things like that where people are like, you know, not loony. I'd like to think that they're not loony.
Yeah, yeah.
But then recently this documentary came out on Netflix. It wasn't a documentary, it was a reboot of a TV show called Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I brought it up on the podcast yet, but there was one about aliens.
Okay.
And all the people on that show were just wacky looking. Like hillbilly type things that looked like they'd done, you know, meth. Well, not meth because their teeth were all there, but.
Okay. So they're probably just
something crazy. But,
well, DMT alien sighting is a little bit different than like a sober alien sighting.
Right. Exactly. So, but the thing about that is that they had like, apparently that was when there was a big, huge town, right? And multiple people around like, I don't know, a big like 1,000-mile radius or something, all said that they saw this phenomenon happening all at once.
Damn.
You know? And they didn't know each other, right?
Yeah, that's really, yeah.
Yeah. So it's bizarre. And it's like, so there's a lot of things out there, and it's weird. It's like, how do you explain that? Like a bunch of people who don't know who they are. None of these people aren't like collaborating in any way whatsoever. And boom, well, they all see the same thing, you know, and they're just driving down the road, coming back from a funeral or a church gathering, or just hanging out at home or hanging out with their friends.
I keep seeing videos about aliens. Like ads about videos for aliens and like little clips of people claiming they saw a UFO,
right,
or something that looks like a shooting star that just came out of nowhere. And like, it's weird because, you know, we're in some really crazy times right now, and it kind of feels like the end of the world.
Yeah,
to some people maybe, and so I think putting out videos about aliens is a good way to get some clout. You know, get something to go viral.
Yep.
Because, you know, people are going to be looking for that type of thing, who believe in who look into lots of conspiracy theories and stuff. And
plus, everybody's so like divided right now. You know, everybody hates each other, and everything's so polarizing. But just think about if, you know, Independence Day, like that movie, happened, where aliens come in, how quickly the entire earth would have to like rally itself together to, you know, put aside our differences and just become one to actually go and take on this force that's, you know, threatening all of human life.
Yeah, dude.
You know, because you think about it, like this is Earth. This is the only place that we know of that humans exist.
Yeah.
You know, so you just blow Earth up. Well, we're done.
Yeah.
You know, we have no way to get off this rock.
We're not off here yet.
Yeah. You know, so.
Hopefully Elon Musk will take us all to Mars.
Yeah, we could colonize Mars. Hopefully the aliens don't come and blow us up, though. You know.
Pod heaven, everybody. So this is Saint Wild. We just recorded a cover of Riptide by Grandson this week.
This is Saint Wild. I was like, I know this dude. Who is this guy?
Hell yeah, dude. I made that beat And I made the beat in FL Studio. And then we jumped back over to Cakewalk where we were tracking. And we recorded rhythm guitar, lead guitar, vocals, and just some synths.
Yeah.
Stuff, just some.
When did you guys do that?
That was yesterday.
Oh, nice.
No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. So it was Thursday. Yeah. Thursday we did that, and it took us about 12 hours.
Whoa.
No, it took us like 8 because we worked on something else for 4.
That one song?
Yeah, that one took us 8. But we're probably going to do another 8 on it. Do a phase 2, you know?
Yeah.
It's once you get to your final mix, it's hard to tell what the final is.
Yeah.
Dave always says, he says I'm a Christian, but that doesn't mean I can't fucking cuss. And then he goes, but the only words we don't say here is the D word and the F word. Done and finished. He's like, a song's never done or finished.
Yeah.
It always escapes at some point. You have to just decide, okay, that's the one we're going to use.
Yeah.
That's the final master. That's it. Because artists just want to work on it forever and ever and
right.
ever. They're just like, what about this? 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 And it's like, what about this? Like, let's just put it on there.
Let's
like
finish this. Yeah, we get halfway through this. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do this one and we can go over and do this one. It's like, no, hey, hold up.
I'm like, you want to buy all that time and do it right now, or you want to wait for the next song and spend a little bit more time on that one? Like,
yeah,
your first song, just throw it up there. But yeah, we're gonna do a phase 2 on that cover because it definitely deserves it. I'll do phase 1 all the time. And do a new song every week with whoever I'm recording with. But then after you do 3 of them, you go, okay, this one's really good. This is going to be the single, or this one's going to be really catchy for people, or this one has potential to make it on the radio. And you never really know which one is going to hit.
Yeah.
Even the guys who like specialize in that, like, oh, I got an ear for the new sound. Like, oh, I know what the people want to hear.
Yeah.
I know what goes on the radio. I know how to catch people's ear. You don't, because if you submit a song to a commercial, it goes like this. There's a hat full of names and you chuck yours in there. And that's how it is. Cause the guy's sitting there, he's got 17 tracks lined up, all these submissions for this commercial. He goes, play. That one's not it. Next one, play. That one's not it. Next one, play. That might be it. Next one, play. That one's not it. That's it. That's the one.
Right.
And it's just all about how the commercial comes together. Cause they might say, hey, 700 producers, we need a song for our commercial about eardrops.
Right.
And so you might picture like, this little like thing, this clip of a camera panning through some flowers. And then there's a kid playing and like his ear hurts and his mom like drops in his ear and he's like, fine. So you might come up with this little like little happy little song for it. But in reality, like they have a completely different plot in mind for this ear commercial. And they're going to have like a hamster with a laser gun running around like shooting bacteria. And then it's going to like zoom out of this kid's ear. And so then you want like a metal song or like a dun, 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 like Mortal Kombat type shit or something. So so submit to 700 commercials.
Right.
Get your hat.
Get the shotgun approach.
Start putting their names in your hat. Yeah. Shotgun blast.
There it is.
So, anyways, what are we talking about this week? I'm going to 11 studios with Tavo pretty soon here. It's funny because
you're not going to 11 different studios.
I'm going to 11 different studios today, man. No, apparently there's this studio in Vancouver called 11 Studios, and I think it's kind of more of an underground thing.
Okay.
And that's why I haven't heard of it yet, but I think Tavo's been wanting me to come out there for a while and check it out. And it's funny because I think last week or the week before we were talking about Third Eye Goonies and Nobody and Tavo.
Talk about Nobody.
Yeah. And I was like,
I love that.
I got to have Tavo on my album. I was like, I'm going to send him this clip and I'm going to see if he wants to be on my album. Well, before we even uploaded that episode, he hit me up. He was like, yo, bro, we got to smoke. We got to hang out. What are we doing? I was like, hell yeah, bro, let's do it. And then we hung out and I asked him if he wanted to be on my album. And he was like, yeah, dude. So Tavo's going to be on my new album. I think I'm going to have Saint Wild on there.
Dang, dude. It's going to be sick.
It's going to be a monster, dude.
I want to make sure that I have that before it's out so I can be like, feel special.
Yeah, dude. Well, you got to be on it. I want you to be on it too.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Let's
do it.
I can't remember. Boom Goes the Dynamite is probably the one that I want you on.
Okay. Sounds good.
Put some screaming on that shit,
We'll
dude.
do it.
It's going to be out of control, man. It's going to be the most like, just a symphony of like from the future, like from the year like 2050, bro.
It's gonna be on this time.
Alien Symphony.
Maybe
that's what I should call the album. I don't know. I don't really have a name for it yet. But yeah, I'm gonna have Tavo on it. I'm gonna have Louis B on it. I'm recording with Louis B tomorrow. Lewis's album is coming out very soon. He's got some beats that he's got to buy still, so that we can have the rights to them so we can publish the album. But we're getting closer and closer. And tomorrow we're doing a bunch more tracking. And I'm just having a blast out here, man. Doing lots of music in lots of different places. And a lot of people ask me, what kind of music do you make? And I'm just like how can I explain what I do in 10 minutes to somebody?
Yeah.
What I'm starting to realize is that no one really cares about the producer. You know, he's the behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are trying to be a producer and an artist like myself. And a lot of artists give up on that quickly. Because, you know, production is the part that goes unnoticed. It's that's why nobody likes EDM. Or nobody likes EDM.
Nobody likes EDM.
That's why tons of people knock on EDM because it's like, you know,
you have to be a producer.
Yeah, there's no live instruments. So like it just sounds like a bunch of sounds. Like what is that?
Isn't that what all music is?
There's no talent involved. You're not playing an instrument.
You're not artists because no one can play the guitar.
Exactly. That's a sample from a Skrillex song.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't know what the sample's from, but it sounds like he's at like an EDM festival in some angry interview or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody's an artist because nobody can play the guitar.
Yeah, no one here is an artist because nobody can play the guitar.
They're just technicians.
It's just technicians making noise, he says. Yeah, dude. And I remember a Skrillex song where there's a sample in there where he says, it's a really old recording. So it's probably from the 60s or something, probably with somebody from the Beatles or from the Louis Armstrong band or something. But it's like just an old sample of an interview. And this guy's saying, what do you think is going to happen with the future of music? And he says, well, I can envision a lot of machines, you know, and a lot of lights and a lot of automated, you know, machines making the music. Tape machines, yeah. Which obviously, you know, nobody's using tape machines to perform their music now.
Similar type of stuff. We did a straight tape loop. Now we just do that.
Well, how long do you think, you know, because, you know, they've already got AIs that can write like movie scripts. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And like if you've read some of these AIs that AI written movie scripts.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Do you think we're ever going to get to the point where you can just go like, I want to make an EDM song and you push a button and then it goes through all the algorithms?
Oh, man. I sure hope not, dude.
Cool Spotify playlist. Or just makes it up on the go.
Yeah, it's
Spotify.
100% original.
I would really like to see Spotify and iTunes start getting more technology and you know, branching out a little bit on what they're doing. I would.
What do you mean?
I think the DAWs need to hold off a little bit.
DAWs?
Slow down. The Ableton, FL Studio, the digital audio workstations, the AW.
Oh, okay.
those, those are getting really, like some of the plugins that they're coming out with, like you can already automatically master a song,
Right.
with Ozone. And sure, it's not radio quality. And sure, if you send it to a radio DJ, he's probably going to say no. But like to do fan level production at home, you can do that. And if you come record a song at Bent Beat, we can do that for you. Or we can hire a professional mastering engineer to actually do it in their treated room with like, because no room is flat. There's a certain shape of a room that is pretty ideal for mastering, to where everything is flat in the room. Every frequency speakers comes out at the same volume. So if you play pink noise through it, which is exactly that, it's every frequency played at the same volume. You can receive it with a microphone, and it would be exactly flat. So and because at Bent Beat we have the speakers EQ'd, right? So you play pink noise, every frequency played at an equal volume through your speakers, and you have a microphone to receive the noise. And then you look at how the microphone's receiving the noise, how that noise sounds in the room. And you might find that you're losing some of your bass, and that the bass frequencies aren't coming up as well. So to boost that, all the sound runs through an EQ before it goes to speakers. So we lift the bass up just a little bit until we see that it's flat.
Right.
Okay. And then there's too much treble. So we bring the treble down a little bit right here. And there's a little spike between 1K and 5K, adjust that. But, that's really hard. And it's really funny to watch all these mastering engineers losing business because of Ozone.
Oh.
Because kids are doing it at home on their laptops now. And
you said yourself, it's not as good.
It's not as good. But nobody really understands why. Okay. A radio DJ will listen to a song and go, that's not mastered correctly, if you use Ozone to automatically.
But I listen to it and I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
And more music is promoted directly to those people now. And it doesn't have to go through the radio DJ. It just comes out on Facebook. Okay. And now all your fans can go to your Facebook, which is basically your website now. Yep. And they can listen to your song on all platforms. You can upload it from your house, because Spotify doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
I think it has to be a certain volume. I don't know if you could upload a silent clip to DistroKid, but I'm pretty sure you can. I don't think there's any standards as far as mastering goes. Yeah, DistroKid is the service that distributes your music to all platforms.
Distribution Kid.
Yeah, for a very, very low price.
Nice.
I just saw that. Wasn't that at 13 earlier?
Yeah, we had a problem with the video. It stopped recording for some reason.
Skipped?
Oh, yeah, audio's fine.
Okay. Yeah, audio's good, but the video stopped recording for some reason. So we'll figure it out though. Huh. Anyways, what about
what was I talking about?
DistroKid and how you can just like the radio DJ isn't the middleman anymore.
That's right. Yeah. So lots of artists kind of, the underground, there's a lot more opportunities for the underground artists now.
Yeah.
And, if you record songs at Bent Beat, there's tons of stuff we can offer you besides professional mastering that'll make your song, what it needs to be. Because what a lot of those kids do is rip a beat off YouTube.
Right.
And, 10 rappers have already used that beat. And I don't know what happens when you buy the rights to that beat. I don't know if you get the royalties now for all the other rappers that didn't buy the rights, but they bought the beat, or what. But, there's methods of distribution that DistroKid has with the royalties, that it all happens within there. We don't need ASCAP. And I hesitate to say all this because I'm in the business of promoting artists.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing you're going to hear from me coming to my studio that you won't hear going to somebody else's, is that,
well, yeah,
at least not a major label.
Plus, can you imagine all the artists mixing and mastering their own music? There'd be a lot of people that are out there who have the talent, who are good musicians, but they haven't put in the reps to get good at mastering and mixing and developing their ear. And then
Yes.
maybe their vision for the song isn't exactly right,
Yeah.
you know? And that to have somebody who has the ear, who has the, you know, because I just imagine this. There's a guy that comes in there and he's the guitarist, he's the lead singer, and he's also the bassist, right?
Mhm.
And then he hires out a drummer,
Yeah.
and he hires out, you know, maybe a lead guitarist or something, whatever
Yeah.
the mix may look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins. Okay, I guess they do that. So the guy comes in, right? And he's also the sound engineer, right?
Yeah.
So
He's
guess
the
what's
producer.
going to be at the front of the mix every single time?
His guitar, his
guitar,
vocals, and his bass.
Yeah, maybe he was a guitarist first and a vocals second. So the guitar is going to be super loud,
Yeah.
and the vocals are going to be behind it, and everything else is just going to be behind that.
That's right.
It's not going to sound good, but this is the way he wants it to sound. So,
Yeah, dude.
you know, so I don't.
Because when I mix a song that I recorded, I'm going to make sure my guitar solo sounds really good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And maybe let everything else go by the wayside, you know? But,
Yeah, bro. So you're right. And that's exactly what I was just going to say after you brought that point up is that, yeah, the guy who plays guitar, if he's mixing the song, then you already know that's all you're going to hear.
yeah, it's not going to be good.
But that's just not what's best for the song 9 times out of 10. And if you're an artist, you have to be really humble and you have to think from
Right.
the listener's perspective. I was working with this gal the other day and I was trying to offer her some suggestions to make her music more palatable to the listener. Because she said when she first started recording with us that she wanted radio quality music, which means I'm going to spend 6 to 7 to 8 hours on each song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so we go into the studio with that mentality, and then she starts going, I can't pay for all this time. And I'm going, well, you said you want your music on the radio.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I actually just kind of want to like put it on SoundCloud and like show a few of my friends. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then click, we're done.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
here's the cool thing about this whole thing is as technology advances and gives the recorder and the artist more freedom,
Yeah.
it still doesn't negate the fact that the consumer is what dictates what becomes popular.
That's right.
So if you could be the best singer, you could be the best guitarist, but you don't actually get your stuff up to radio quality,
Yeah.
like you were saying,
Yeah.
it's going to become apparent super quick by the consumer that you're not becoming famous.
Yeah.
You're not going to get on the radio with this stuff.
Yeah.
You need to go find somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
But also on the flip side of the coin, getting on the radio isn't necessarily the best way.
Right. Not the way to go this day, but the consumer, the hits, the amount of clicks, the likes, the shares,
Yeah.
that's what's going to be what determines what becomes popular and what doesn't.
Yeah. Because you can build up over time a decent income
Right.
between Instagram, Spotify, your merch store.
If
You
you're
know.
good.
Yeah. If you're really good
And your
and you're
stuff
really
sounds good.
disciplined and
Yeah.
you're really consistent and you do that every day. If you get a song in a commercial though, money just starts coming in. You know, and they pay you however many dollars every time that commercial airs. So if you get a song in a commercial on the Super Bowl, that's where Bent Beat can really help out a lot.
Right.
Is getting your song into a few places that's
Yeah.
gonna generate some royalties over time. Because you got to think about it. Dave at Bent Beat has recorded 100,000 songs.
Mm-hmm.
He's not so concerned if his guitar solo sounds great anymore.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's more concerned about where the money is going to come from this
Right.
song because he has a business to run and to support. And so, you know, if we want radio quality music, it takes more time. But if you want fan level music, you can do that at home easily.
But that's why you got to come into the studio and the recording sessions with that end goal in mind.
That's right, with that
'Cause
mindset.
If you come in there and say, I want radio quality stuff,
You better
it's
be
gonna-
willing to pay for
yeah,
it.
you got to be ready to pay for it. It's got to be expensive. You got to be ready for that.
Mhm.
But if you want it to be in the Super Bowl, maybe you have to get give up some of these liberties in what you're doing. I mean, like, here's the song that I have. It's got potential. You guys go and make it into something that's going to be good for the Super Bowl. That's going to be Super Bowl quality.
Right.
And you have to be willing to give up some of that, and give them more freedom to create something that's going to be ready to go into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because maybe your original vision for this piece isn't what's going to get you on the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that's when you got to be willing and ready to,
to change.
Yeah.
Because I came to the studio with Ferrari and I showed Dave and I said, hey, Dave, I think this is my single. I really want to try to get this in a commercial or something. And he was like, really? You want it in a commercial? You want it on the radio? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. And I was like, what? He's like, cut everything in half. Cut the guitar solo in half.
Make it shorter.
Yeah, cut the guitar solo in half. That was his main point. He says, you come in and you set it up and then you ba-da-da-da-da and then you close it out. He goes, just ba-da-da-da-da and move on. And that's like so hard for me to hear.
Yeah,
that's like the coolest part of the song.
It
but
is.
It doesn't matter. Upload the full version and then upload the radio edit.
Yep.
And send the radio edit to the Ferrari company. And send the radio edit to the movie script writer or the guy who. That's
why it was so frustrating when you would listen to like the Linkin Park radio edits.
Yeah,
all the screaming was taken out.
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's what I want that."
Yeah,
come on.
It's so funny. Like the radio guys are like, "Oh, you can't have screaming. People don't like that." But then you go talk to the fans, and they're like, "What happened to all the screaming, man?"
Yeah,
and it's just because it's so hard to please everybody.
Well, that's only like maybe a 16th of the pie is the actual Linkin Park fans. If you want to hit all the other spectrum of everybody else, you're probably going to want to take the screams out for that.
That's right, man. Because there's only like a third of your fan, or like a small fraction, 16th, maybe of your fans who are like your fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, the people who buy your T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I don't really know where we're at because
52 minutes, 53 minutes.
Seriously?
Well, there we go. It's gonna be a little longer one. You guys gotta deal with this for an extra 20 minutes.
This is my remix of Sweet Dreams. I can't remember who that song's by, but everybody knows that song.
Sounds like what's that one?
Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics. The Eurythmics.
Sounds like an electro swing band. Yeah, but it just reminds me of that.
Electro swing, dude. That's the genre I would put this in.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's a really good feeling.
Yeah, dude, electro swing. I love that. It's so cool.
Nice. I don't know what that sound is. Yo, so you know how I've always been talking a lot about influencers?
Yeah.
And how it's really, I take everything with a grain of salt and really be focused on what kind of background does this person have?
Do your research.
Do your research on the actual person.
Yes,
and
sir.
I found the perfect example of this. So the dude, his name is Joe DeCina is his name.
So many Joes.
So many Joes. See, that's what I'm talking about. They're
Joe
all Joes,
Rogan.
man.
Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Joe who?
Joe DeCina.
Joe DeCina.
He's the guy, he's the founder and creator of Spartan Race.
Okay, yeah.
So here's this dude he's created this Spartan Race, right? For the people who don't know what a Spartan Race is it's a 10K usually with a bunch of obstacles. So it's running through the woods, fields, mud, kind of not necessarily on a track or, on the street. So it's back in the woods and out in the country.
Like some American Ninja Warrior type shit.
Kind of, but yeah. And then they put the American Ninja Warrior type obstacles in it. So you'll run for a mile and then you'll hit an obstacle. You'll run for maybe, 10 minutes and run into another obstacle, right? So monkey bars, tire flips, javelin throws.
Damn.
And that's kind of this.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool. But so that's a Spartan race, right? And you do this for a 10K basically. And it's super, super popular. And at face value, you see this guy who's created the Spartan race. He's in good shape.
Yeah.
Himself. And he created this fitness-based community around this healthy race, right? Because if you run this thing, you're in a peak physical condition, but you're not. You see the most people who run this race, they're not. But anyways, so he's created fame through being an entrepreneur, basically. But if you go and you look, he's not like a trainer. He's just the founder of a Spartan race.
Yeah.
Right. But he started doing, then he has this ranch out in Colorado.
Nice.
And it's this beautiful ranch that he brings people out to, and he does like the Biggest Loser type thing with them. So he found this dude who was like 300 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, and this 300-pound dude ran one of his Spartan races. And it took him, he didn't do it, he didn't break any records, but he's like, he was basically tricked into doing this race. It wasn't exactly what he thought it was. That's the whole reason he did it. But anyways, regardless, he did this race, And 10K is a long ways. It's not easy to do.
It's hard to even run a 10K.
Yeah. You can't just get up off your couch and go run a 10K right now. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Like I did a triathlon, like a sprint triathlon.
Yeah.
So just like, 10 laps in a pool. I can't remember the exact distance in the pool. And then I biked 10 miles and then I ran a 5K.
Damn.
So
triathlon.
So it's a lot, but it's really short, And I was feeling pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. And then I tried to go run a 10K after that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
I had to stop, after running this 10K. So it's not just like an easy feat that most people can do. But yeah, this dude, he was, way overweight, and for whatever reason, he ran this race and he did it. And then Joe, the founder of the Spartan race, was like, "Hey, you should come out to my ranch, and we'll get you in shape, right?" And then he goes to say, and this is where it just makes me go, okay. He says, in 10 weeks, we lost 200. We dropped him down 300 pounds.
10 weeks.
10 weeks or something like that. Something 3 months or 6 months maybe. And I'm just like,
it's not the way to do it.
It's not the way to do it. And then he's on the podcast, and the host was like, "Oh my gosh, you are an amazing person. You did this to this guy. I can't believe it. How'd you do it?" And he goes, "Oh, we just put him on the fruit and vegetables diet. That's all he could eat was raw, as much vegetables as he wants, and as much raw, and as much fruit as you want. But you have to go and you have to walk 10 miles every single day.
Duh.
And you're stuck on this ranch."
Duh.
Right?
It's going to take a long time.
Yeah, but he did it in like, I forget the exact, but it was
10 weeks or so.
10 weeks or so. Lost 300 pounds or whatever. And it's just like, and the dude was in pain. The dude was just miserable the entire time. But yet we watch these shows like The Biggest Loser, and then people come onto these podcasts that are super popular, and then they put these guys on there who have done these things, and then we just praise them for it. And it's just like, that's not the way to do this. It's not.
How come?
Because we have to realize that it's dangerous to do this. It's unrealistic to do this. And in the long term, it's setting yourself up for failure. Because this first dude, he had pretty good success with it. And they didn't go into much detail on what happened to him after he left the farm.
Yeah.
But they said that they did it. This other dude heard about this story and he said, do that to me. And he came on there and similar results, but his girlfriend came and picked him up. And then the first place that they went to was Ben and Jerry's right after that.
Yeah.
And he gained it all back and then some.
Wow. And it was just downhill from there.
Just downhill from there. Immediately, as soon as they left the farm, boom, right back to the way they were. And he gained it all back and then some. And unfortunately, these people on these Biggest Loser type things, that's exactly where the majority of these people do.
Yeah, because they go to this place and they get called fat for 10 weeks.
Yep.
And they, create a whole bunch of new habits.
Yep.
But they're doing it because this other person's telling them to. And it's because they're on TV and it's because they have all these people watching them. And they're not fixing their addiction to whatever it is that's...
Exactly. Bingo. Ding, ding, ding. That was exactly what I was going to say next, is because the reason that most of these people are obese and super overweight is not because they like ice cream.
Yeah.
It's not because they like cheeseburgers. That's not the reason why they're super overweight. It's because there's something mental or something emotionally moving them to go to this place, because nobody looks in the mirror and says, that's okay.
Yeah.
There is they look at themselves. They hate themselves for getting into that position. If you ask them, do you want to change? They would say yes, but there is something that is not allowing them to do that.
Yeah.
You have to figure out what that is.
They have to justify being there.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing, is you can go in there and you can force people to do these things. You can force people to go through all of these changes, and we look at it from the outside and we go, man, and we praise the trainer who does that. And we say, good work. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But then they go back
to their comfort
zone. We haven't fixed the internal deep issues, the emotional issues at the base of why we look like this. Because you need to fix that first. Then you need to install new habits. And then you need to fix the metabolic damage that they've done to themselves.
Yeah.
So that you can set them up so once they get all that weight off, they can keep it off.
Yeah.
And then, but that doesn't make good television.
No.
That doesn't make good stories. That doesn't make you, tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
And that doesn't generate clicks. That doesn't generate views. It doesn't. You know?
You'd think that feeling of pain would make them, want to change their life forever and not go back to that. But I just think when it comes from an external source, from somebody else telling you that that's what you need to do, I think it's just easy to go back to the other habit, because I've wrestled with lots of addictions in my life. And I think that's the main reason people get super, super fat is just because they're addicted to food.
Right.
And addiction is a really weird thing. Like it starts making you think in ways and trying to justify, what you're doing. And but then if you start trying to act like you're a victim to it, that's not going to help you either.
No.
So
exactly.
How do you fix that?
Yeah, and that's why it's so important that when you're going into your fitness journey or any sort of spiritual journey, physical journey, mental journey, whatever.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it as a whole.
Yeah. Think about how you're going to feel after.
Yeah. You can't just be like, I want to lose weight. I'm overweight. Why am I overweight? Because of this. Okay, I need to fix this thing, and I also need to work on my physical part. I need to work on my mental. How do I view food? How do I view myself? What's my self-talk look like? What is my day-to-day look like? Is there any time in my where I can add more steps into my life? Can I, am I eating because I'm hungry, or am I eating because I feel a certain way?
Yeah.
Am I bored? Am I sad? Am I, whatever?
I fully understand comfort eating.
Yeah.
I love to eat when I'm depressed. Like, oh man, like nothing makes me feel better than just like some sherbet or something, just with a ridiculous amount of sugar.
I have a bad day. There's nothing like getting a Little Caesars pizza and just eating the whole thing.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can eat one and a half.
I get it. But there's just so much more that goes into this. It's not as simple as just isolating a person in this controlled environment and then having them lose all this weight and expecting that to just carry on once you let them out into the real world again.
I had an idea for weight loss this week that I wanted to share with you.
Okay.
I really think this could be a product that you might be able to market to some of your clients.
Okay.
Imagine an elliptical with an automatic motor in it that you strap yourself into. You duct tape your legs to they're like or whatever, like Velcro straps.
Okay.
And it just shakes the shit out of you. It just drives itself, so you can't slow it down.
But you're not actually like propelling it forward.
It's just moving you.
That reminds me of these. There's an actual like vibration plate. Have you heard these things? Yeah. So there's these vibration studios that people will go to.
God, they have those at Planet Fitness. That is so stupid.
Planet Fitness. And their whole idea is that it shakes you and stimulates you to burn more fat.
Yeah, it's making you move.
Yeah, it's making you move. Which is funny because the whole reason that we burn more calories isn't because something else is moving us. It's not just, something that's going through the space. It's because our muscles are contracting. We're actually, as we contract, we're using energy, which is calories. So then we burn calories. So if something is outside,
obviously it's a joke.
this thing,
man,
what the
Eric's
heck?
Got a video up here
Of this. What is it?
Vibrating belts.
Vibrating belts.
Same idea, just agitating your muscles, trying to make them work out.
This
used to be how you went to the gym. Maybe not like super widespread, but this was.
Yeah, see, we're obviously
it's a prototype of the shake machine.
Yeah, this is I mean there is studies behind these whole vibration plates. Is this 1942? Is that the date?
1930s.
1930s. 1945.
Man.
That's crazy.
Obviously, I'm joking about the elliptical that you strap yourself
right,
into.
Right. but
I did think of that, and I was like, wait, wouldn't that work? Like.
Yeah, it's funny because that's exactly what people are trying to do with this whole.
Sure.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. But anyways, so all the videos that are playing up here are very distracting.
Oh my god! All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode. Here's what you got to do: go find us on social media, give us a follow, and send us your questions. Our social media tag is at PodHeaven Austin Devin on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. You can also tweet us at PodHeavenAD. If you watch us on YouTube, drop a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for listening to PodHeaven.
We will see you next
week. You want to just let that run for a little bit? I just need theme song to play out. If I don't let it play out, then I have to put the song in after it cuts off. No, you usually don't.